Today, we're going to be talking to you about calibrating user trust in AI products, and we're going to talk you through 3 key ways of building user trust in AI. So my name is Manú Bartlett, and I am a UX researcher, and with me is my wonderful colleague, Ewa Koc.
I'm Eva, I'm a UX designer, and over the past year, we've been researching and designing a new feature for our flagship product that is a patent search tool, and it's called Derwent Innovation.
So why does user trust in AI matter more than ever before? Will did a great job of explaining to us that AI isn't really new. However, it is undeniable that AI is more visible than ever before, due to its exponential integration into our everyday lives, from finance products, law, music, entertainment, and much, much more. Products like ChatGPT have introduced generative and conversational AIs into the mainstream. These conversational AIs can chat very easily with users and are actually pretty eloquent, making them seem almost human. As humans, we have a natural cognitive bias to trust things that sound intelligent, to actually be intelligent, even when they're not. This is a bit of an issue because our users aren't really sure how much to trust our AI.
So to start, we would like to introduce you to Linda. Linda is a dedicated patent analyst. She's very deep in her routine. She knows the tools in her field very well, and she spends hours and hours every single day searching for patents, analyzing them, often wishing for a quicker way of completing her tasks. One day, she hears some news about an upgrade to the tool that she knows very well, Derwent Innovation, and this new upgrade is an AI search. But to Linda, this whole AI is just a mysterious concept, mysterious technology she doesn't really trust. So here's a challenge before us. How can we convince Linda that giving our AI search a chance is actually worth it and it's worth to be trusted? Before we jump into the solutions that we discovered during our process, we want to establish some basic information. What is trust? Trust means that something is safe and reliable. What about trust in a product? It leads to its adoption. Once your product is trusted and adopted, your users are more likely to promote your product via word of mouth. That means that you can increase your user base and also decrease the marketing cost. Your users are also less likely to leave for the competitors. That means that the trust can actually lower the churn.
Okay, so should AI always be trusted? Today, we're going to explain to you why we think you should aim for what we call trust calibration rather than trust maximization. But to understand how to get the right level of trust for your AI product, we first need to know who our users are. So who trusts AI? According to the Edelman Trust Barometer Report 2024, over half of the population, 58% of people, trust AI. However, when we zoom into the younger population, we see that 67% of Gen Zs, that's people aged 12 to 27 years old, trust AI. That's pretty high. On the other end of the spectrum, we have the baby boomers, aged 60 to 78 years old. Only 29% of them trust AI. The next thing we took into consideration in our analysis were the demographics in terms of geography. We found that trust levels vary a lot depending on the country that your users are from. Once again, according to the Edelman Trust Barometer report of this year, we see that the countries that most trust AI are India, China, and South Africa. So do you guys remember Linda, who you met a few slides ago? Well, she's from the UK, and she's in her 60s. So we started to realize that getting her to trust our new AI search for patent searching might be a bit of a challenge. Okay, so now that we've talked about who and where people most trust AI, let's talk about what they trust AI for. Most of our users are veterans who've been in the field for up to 30 years in some cases. Over the course of their careers, they have developed and refined a solid methodology for patent searching, which has served them pretty well. And now AI presents a totally novel solution, supposedly better at them at what they do best. This naturally leads to quite a lot of tension and distrust. Parasuraman and Riley, 1997, explained to us that the human-AI relationship depends a lot on the user's confidence in their own knowledge of the area. So this means that if you're an expert in a topic, you're more likely to be skeptical about the AI's decision. as opposed to a topic that you don't really know anything about. So all of these factors, age, geography, and subject area knowledge, impact the level of trust that our users have in AI. In environments where precise and risky decision-making is crucial, like in our case, patent searching, it's important that our users not only learn to trust the AI, but learn to trust it appropriately, in line with its true capabilities. So this brings us to the concept of calibrated trust. It looks complicated, but it's not. Calibrated trust is when a user's trust in an AI system corresponds accurately to the real capability and reliability of the system and the risks involved. Achieving the right balance of trust is critical for users who depend on AI for important tasks without overestimating what it can do. It allows us to build long-term and honest relationships with our users. Trust calibration is a bit like a seesaw. The higher the risk, the lower the trust. When one goes up, the other goes down. So Ewa, let me ask you a question. Would you use an AI to recommend a film for you to watch?
Sure, I use it a lot. I mean, there are no risks involved except for losing a little bit of time, and I can just change to something else. What about trusting an AI with your health condition?
Well, I suppose it depends how many symptoms I have. If I just have a bit of a sore throat, I might use Google or ChatGPT to find some kind of home remedies, some teas I could take, that kind of thing. But if I had a lot of symptoms, they went on for a while, I'd be much more comfortable going to a doctor. You know, my health is too much of a high risk.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we've seen that trust plays a critical role in determining how much we trust an AI for one purpose versus another. Understanding the medical, emotional, financial, or even legal risks taken by your specific user group is essential for understanding what sort of trust calibration your AI product needs to have.
So now we would like to take you through our 3 key ways of building user trust in AI. And we'll start with the importance of explaining why your AI product makes the decisions rather than how. From many of our users, we've heard that AI feels like a magical black box where they don't really know what's going on, what's happening behind the scenes. So how do we best explain this? Data scientists often use regressions and confidence scores to explain how the AI works, how it makes the decisions. However, these aren't user-friendly and basically impossible to understand for non-experts. And Linda is not an expert. She's not a data scientist. She's a patent analyst. So for her, only even trying out the tool, if she sees these complex algorithms, can just put her off. So we decided that we cannot actually show to the users how the AI makes the decisions, but we can show why. Stories 2017 explains that if there is too much uncertainty, giving too many explanations and being too transparent can actually negatively impact trust levels. The conclusion is, any explanation is actually not better than no explanation for trust calibration. For our AI search, as mentioned before, we knew that we don't want to, but also we cannot show these complex algorithms that work behind AI. We decided to show why through design solutions. As this is an AI search, the user starts with typing their search query. Then they are taken to the results page, and they need to make sure that the results that they can see on the screen are highly relevant to them. To make this possible, we designed a new column that is called AI Relevance Fragment that is made up of phrases that best fit the user's search. This way, they can themselves assess the relevance. We also highlighted the keywords from their query to visually help them see the relevance as well, because the more highlighted words, potentially, the more relevant the result is for them. And this is very important because of the legal responsibility they carry. There's a lot of risks involved. Therefore, for users like Linda, it is very important that she chooses the right results.
Okay, so now that Ewa has talked us through why it's better to explain why your AI product makes a decision and not how, we're going to talk about how to make your AI more human-friendly. We're going to talk about how to integrate human feedbacks into your product, human feedback loops into your product, and how to add a human touch. Okay, so we all know that we really need humans to be the guides of AI. A great way to give your users a sense of control and at the same time train your algorithm is to empower your users to provide feedback. This concept is known as human in the loop, and it involves allowing humans to provide feedback to AI models when predictions fall below a certain confidence level. Feedback can come in the form of general feedback, verifying recommendations, or even intervening when an AI starts to hallucinate. So we've talked a lot today about ChatGPT, and probably all of us have used it. Some of us may recognize the questions that ChatGPT asks to train the AI, such as, which response do you prefer? This allows us as users to have more accurate results. Okay, probably most of you will also recognize this little green bird. On the language learning app Duolingo, if it isn't used for quite a long time, the icon of the bird changes to a sad icon or even a sick icon. This can motivate users to log back into the app to make the Duo bird happy again. Adding a human touch to your AI product through language, humor, or positive reinforcement can make your AI product more empathetic and approachable to users, therefore building trust. Depending on the industry and the user base that you have for your product, obviously this can be more or less appropriate. For us in patent searching, unfortunately, it wasn't quite the tone we were going for.
So the last but not least key way of building trust in AI is to teach the users how to use it correctly through engaging your users, immediate feedback mechanisms, and transparent explanations. Once your product is designed and tested, you need to introduce it to your users in a clear, transparent, possibly easy to understand way. Canva, for example, uses personalized onboarding to tailor user experience. This feels more human and therefore also creates more trust. Users learn faster when they can see a response to their actions right away, because then it's easier to identify cause and effect. If a user makes a mistake and the system doesn't respond, or responds in an unexpected way, the explanation may go a long way in building or recovering users' trust. One way of showing this immediate response is through error messages. Even if the user loses the trust in the capacity of AI, he still trusted to tell them what's going on or how to use it best next time. And here's a question: what is actually better, or maybe less frustrating? Misleading answers generated by AI, or a reliable error message that might be a bit frustrating at the beginning, but in the long term, it actually trains the users how to use it best.
Okay, so today we've talked to you about 3 key ways of building trust in AI. We started off by talking about how to explain why your AI product makes the decisions it does, not how, because complex explanations can actually lower trust levels, and your users really only want to know why they're receiving the results they do over others. Then we talked about how to make your AI product more human-friendly by integrating human feedback loops into your product and adding a human touch to make it more empathetic and approachable to users. Finally, we talked about how to teach your users how to use your AI product correctly by adding in engaging and transparent explanations to teach the limits of your AI.
Our user, Linda, started using AI. She still relies on her knowledge as her primary tool. However, she sees AI as her valuable and reliable assistant that helps her complete her tasks much faster without compromising the quality of her work.
Okay, so over the last 20 years or so, UX has developed as a profession. And now AI presents one of the biggest challenges that our industry has ever seen. So we have to ask ourselves, what is our role as UX professionals in designing and building AI products?
Our role often falls into bridging the gap between the users and the product team, including data science team and the product team, the engineers.
However, a lot of us are not given training in the limits and capabilities of AI products, which makes our user research and design much, much harder.
From our experience, we've learned that sharing knowledge between different teams can actually help us a lot building transversal understanding in AI and therefore also much better products.
So providing Training in AI for your UX teams is really crucial.
I repeat after Hannah, be curious. AI is a fascinating topic, and, well, you want it or not, it is our future.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.